delicious. Suppose I told you to grab your skillets and make this delectable feast with me, Tina the Camp Cook. Relax, it only looks hard. It's really so easy and fun to cook outside, in the shade, underneath a tree, next to the stream or a lake. You decide where to cook. That's part of the fun. I'll help you decide what to cook and how to cook it. Take a minute to look around and listen. No TV blaring, no cell phones ringing, just you and a few crickets. It's really, really easy and a great time to cook outside, and the best part is everyone can help. Now, let's talk about food, my favorite subject, and what we're having for lunch. Today's menu consists of delicious turkey burgers with all the fixing. Yummy sweet corn served in a whole new way, good-for-you potato chips, and a simple salad. I guarantee this will be ready in no time, with just a little simple, advanced preparation.
Cooking outside can be simple and fun, an adventure in itself. The key is a bit of planning. You'll want to first decide exactly what you're going to eat. Then make a list of all the ingredients and the seasonings you'll need to create this delicious dish. Try to keep in mind everyone that'll be joining you on the camping trip, their likes and dislikes. You don't want to sabotage yourself before you even get started. Packing 2 coolers is a great idea. What I'll do is I'll take one cooler and pack it with the food we'll need right away, and the other cooler we'll pack with food that we won't need until the end of the trip. If I'm planning a shorter trip or a day trip, I'll pack one cooler with drinks and the other cooler with our food. Next, I want to take a look at what we're going to make and how I'm going to cook all this stuff. I want to make sure I have all the tools and utensils I need to make a great meal once we get to our campsite. We want to prepare the seasoning for our lean ground turkey. We're going to add a little bit of grapeseed oil to our skillet. We're going to add some garlic and some onions. What we want to do is just saute that until they get a little translucent and a little bit soft. Now that it's cooked, is put it to the side so that it can cool off. We want to make sure that we don't put our seasonings, once they're hot, into our ground lean turkey meat. We want to wait again until it cools off just a little bit. When making these burgers, we want to take the extra time to form them at home. This is going to be a much cleaner and sanitary environment than your campsite would be trying to mold things on a picnic bench. I prefer to use fresh lean turkey, ground turkey, to make my burgers. It's better for you, more nutritious than any sort of red meat that you might use to make a normal burger. Now that our seasonings are cooked and cooled, we're going to add our garlic and sauteed onions to our fresh lean ground turkey meat. We're going to mix up our turkey meat and seasonings and start to form our burgers. Once the burgers are formed, we'll put them in the Ziploc bag. And they're ready for the freezer. We want to make sure to freeze the turkey burgers for about a day. It's really easy to work with frozen turkey burgers. And the other reason that it's great to have a frozen turkey burger is that it'll help keep the other food that's in the cooler nice and cold. Pre-cook the corn about halfway. Boil the corn for about 1 minute. We'll put them in the Ziploc bag and they're ready for the freezer. Now next, what we want to do is make our dressing. Now, even though we're not out in the environment, we always want to be conscious of the environment. So instead of creating our dressing in one bowl and then putting it into the vessel that we're going to take on our camping trip, we're just going to put it in the vessel we're taking right to our camping trip. Less cleaning of dishes, less water. The dressing that we're going to make today is super easy. We're going to add a little bit of grapeseed oil. Next, we want to add some balsamic vinegar. A little fresh cracked black pepper. Some garlic powder. And a bit of mustard. There we go. Now all we need is our dill. Pick this dill fresh out of our organic garden. So we're going to chop this up a little bit. Adds a wonderful flavor, fresh flavor to salad dressings. We're going to take our dill, add that in as well. And we're going to whisk that just a little bit. We'll close up the top, give it one more good shake. Let it sit for a day or at least a few hours, and we're ready to take it on our campsite. Let's take a minute to talk about the potato chips that we're going to use for our trip. There are several alternatives as far as potato chips are concerned nowadays. Some great alternatives are baked chips or kettle cooked chips. The other thing you can do to help save some extra money is buy a larger bag of chips. Less waste in the environment with all the smaller foil bags. You can break down the larger bag into smaller Ziploc bags. And remember, any bag that doesn't have meat in it can be cleaned out and used again and again. Again, keep in mind recycling and what's good for the environment.
So now that our food is prepared and everything's packed, we're ready to go. Let's go camping. It's really important to remember